first glance, a forest and a meadow appear to be two separate worlds. One is shaded, dense and quiet. The other is open, bright and filled with sunlight. Yet between them lies one of the most important places in nature. Ecologists call it an edge habitat, a transition zone where different ecosystems meet and interact here. Species from both environments share space, resources and opportunities. Birds nest among shrubs. Deer emerge from the trees to feed. Pollinating insects move between flowers in the open grassland and shelter within the woodland. These boundaries are not barriers. They are places of connection in the Swiss Alps. Such forest edges support remarkable biodiversity. Countless animals, plants, fungi and microorganisms depend on these narrow strips of land every day. This film follows the quiet life unfolding along that border, revealing how a seemingly simple landscape becomes a living network of relationships, movement and renewal. boundary between forest and meadow. As sunlight reaches the open grassland, the edge begins to stir with activity. Birds leave their roosts, insects warm their wings. Small mammals emerge from sheltered vegetation. Every movement is connected to the changing conditions of light, temperature, and food availability. Forest edges often contain greater biological diversity than either forest or meadow alone. The variety of plants creates numerous niches, allowing many species to coexist within a relatively small area. For animals, the edge offers both opportunity and protection. Food may be found in the meadow, while shelter remains close within the trees. To human eyes, this landscape appears peaceful and uncomplicated. Yet beneath that calm surface, thousands of interactions are already taking place. The day has only begun, and the invisible exchanges that sustain this ecosystem are already underway. sun climbs higher, movement increases throughout the transition zone. The forest edge functions as a meeting place where different species cross paths throughout the day. Some arrive from the woodland in search of food. Others travel from the meadow towards shade and cover. This constant exchange creates a dynamic environment. Seeds are dispersed. Insects pollinate flowers. Predators and prey influence each other's behavior. Every journey contributes to the balance of the ecosystem. Many species have adapted specifically to these edge habitats. They thrive not despite the changing conditions, but because of them. The shifting pattern of sunlight and shadow creates a mosaic of microhabitats. Temperature, moisture, and vegetation vary over short distances, supporting a wide range of life. What appears to be a simple boundary is, in reality, a place of extraordinary complexity, shaped by countless daily movements between two neighboring worlds. Much of life at the forest edge remains unseen. Among grasses, beneath leaves, and within the soil, countless small creatures perform essential ecological roles. Insects pollinate flowers, recycle organic matter, control populations of other species, and provide food for birds and mammals. Without them, the larger and more visible inhabitants of the landscape could not survive. Scientific research consistently shows that biodiversity depends not only on large animals, but also on the immense diversity of smaller organisms. These hidden communities help maintain soil health. Nutrient cycles and plant reproduction, their lives unfold on a scale that often escapes human attention. Yet every flower visited, every seed transported, and every fragment of decaying vegetation broken down contributes to the health of the entire ecosystem. The forest edge is sustained not only by what we notice, but by countless lives we rarely see.
Life at the edge is shaped by movement. Animals rarely remain in one place for long. They travel through the landscape in response to food, weather, predators, and seasonal change. The forest edge provides roots, shelter, and feeding opportunities that support these daily journeys. For herbivores, the meadow offers fresh vegetation. For predators, the same open space may provide hunting opportunities. For birds, shrubs, and scattered trees become important resting and nesting sites. Every species responds differently to the environment, yet all remain connected through shared resources. Survival here is not based on strength alone. Adaptability, timing, and awareness often determine success. The edge habitat demonstrates how ecological balance emerges from many individual decisions made every day by countless organisms. Through movement, the landscape remains alive, dynamic, and constantly changing. By midday, the forest edge reaches one of its busiest moments. Bird calls echo from shrubs and trees. Insects move between flowering plants. Wind carries seeds across the meadow. Every sound and movement becomes part of a larger ecological conversation. Scientists often describe ecosystems as networks of relationships. No species exists in complete isolation. Plants depend on pollinators. Animals depend on plants. Predators influence herbivores. Decomposers return nutrients to the soil. The forest edge makes these connections especially visible. Different habitats overlap, allowing interactions that might not occur elsewhere. Diversity increases, and with it comes resilience. The health of the ecosystem depends not on a single species, but on the strength of these relationships. Together, they form a living community where countless voices contribute to a shared rhythm that has existed for generations.
Ouais, une flèche, tu en tiens?
As afternoon light softens, activity begins to change. Many species adjust their behavior according to the daily cycle of temperature and sunlight. Some become less active during the warmest hours, while others take advantage of the calmer conditions later in the day. The forest edge provides flexibility. Animals can move between sun and shade with minimal effort. Plants growing here benefit from varying levels of light throughout the day. These subtle environmental differences create opportunities for a wide variety of organisms. Ecologists often refer to this as habitat heterogeneity, the presence of many different conditions within a relatively small area. Such variation supports greater biodiversity and increases ecological stability. The beauty of the landscape lies not only in what it contains, but in how those elements work together. Every patch of grass, shrub, tree, and stream contributes to the functioning of the whole. As evening approaches, the forest edge changes its rhythm once again. The light becomes softer, the air cooler, and the movements of animals more careful. Some species prepare to rest, while others begin to emerge after the heat of the day has passed. This daily transition is important. Many animals depend on twilight as a safer time to feed, travel, or search for shelter. At the forest edge, they can move between open meadow and protective woodland with remarkable efficiency. For plants, the evening brings a slower exchange with the atmosphere. Moisture gathers on leaves and grasses, shadows stretch across the ground, linking tree, shrub, flower, and stream in one continuous landscape. There is no clear separation here between day and night. Forest and meadow, stillness and movement, the edge remains alive, quietly adjusting to the changing hour. Many of the most important processes in nature cannot be seen directly. Beneath the soil, roots absorb water and nutrients. Fungi form vast underground networks that connect plants across surprising distances. Countless microorganisms break down organic matter, returning essential elements to the ecosystem. Above ground, other connections are constantly unfolding. Seeds travel on the wind. Insects move pollen from flower to flower. Birds carry fruits and disperse seeds far from their source. Water links the forest edge to streams, wetlands, and distant valleys. Each process may appear small and insignificant on its own. Yet together, they create a system capable of supporting an extraordinary diversity of life. Scientists often describe ecosystems as networks rather than collections of separate species. Every organism influences others, directly or indirectly. The forest edge reveals this truth with remarkable clarity. What seems like a simple landscape is actually a web of relationships, sustained by countless invisible connections working together every day. As the day draws closer to its end, the forest edge reveals one of its most important lessons. No species truly lives alone. The meadow supports flowering plants, insects, and grazing animals. The forest provides shelter, nesting sites, and protection from weather. Streams carry water through both environments, connecting habitats that might otherwise seem separate. Every animal moving through this landscape becomes part of a larger story. A bird searching for seeds, a deer crossing a clearing, a squirrel carrying food, or a bee visiting a flower all contribute to processes that extend far beyond a single moment. Human beings are also connected to these systems. Farms, fields, and settlements depend on healthy soils, clean water, pollinators, and stable ecosystems. The forest edge reminds us that nature is not a collection of isolated places. It is a living continuum shaped by relationships that have developed over thousands of years. What appears divided from a distance is in reality deeply connected.
내가 좀 너무
Ça вот так питам да се разбере на каца.
After a day spent observing individual species, habitats and behaviors, a wider picture begins to emerge. The forest is not separate from the meadow. The meadow is not separate from the stream. The stream is not separate from the pond. The pond is not separate from the farm. And the farm itself is not separate from nature. Each belongs to the same living system. Ecology teaches us that healthy ecosystems are built not only by diversity, but by connection. Energy, water, nutrients, seeds, and life move continuously across the landscape, linking organisms that may never encounter one another directly. No species is more important than another. Every plant, insect, bird, mammal, fungus, and microorganism contributes in its own way to the balance of the whole. The forest edge is more than a place where two habitats meet. It is a reminder that boundaries in nature are often human ideas. Life does not recognize lines on a map. It flows, adapts, and continues, and long after we leave, this quiet network of relationships will carry on, as it always has, beneath the forests, across the meadows, and through the living heart of the Alps. the evening light slowly fades across the Alps, the landscape grows quieter. The birds settle into their shelters, the wind softens over the grasslands. Water continues its patient journey through streams and ponds, just as it has for countless generations. Today we followed only a small part of this world. We observed flowers opening to the sun, insects moving between habitats, animals searching for food, and the countless connections that unite forest, meadow, water, and farm. Yet the story is far larger than any single day. Every season brings new lives, new challenges, and new relationships. Some species will disappear from view, others will emerge to take their place. The cycle continues without pause. Perhaps the greatest lesson of the forest edge is not about any individual animal or plant. It is about coexistence. A reminder that strength in nature comes not from dominance but from balance, not from isolation but from connection. Thank you for spending this time in the living landscapes of the Swiss Alps. May these quiet moments inspire a deeper appreciation for the natural world that surrounds us and for the countless unseen connections that sustain life on Earth. Until our next journey, the forest, the meadow, and the waters of the Alps continue their timeless conversation.